Thanks for joining us today. You're listening to the International Moving Podcast, your guide to moving to another country, brought to you by SDC International Shipping, LA's finest. An international move is exciting. It's a time to start over, establish a new business, maybe reestablish family ties, or retire where your budget will do more for you. Or maybe just the weather is more to your liking. We hope you enjoyed today's episode, and if you have any questions about your international move, please give us a call at 888-779-3962. That's 888-779-3962. Hey everyone, this is Jim. Thanks for joining me today. Today we're going to talk about finding the right international moving company. Now, my personal opinion, you do not have to look any further than SDC International Shipping, but I want to give you some specific details, some criteria, some inside information to help you make the decision that's best for yourself. International moving can be a stressful experience, especially if you're not well informed about the process. So I want to talk to you about some of the things, give you some information on international moving companies, what to look for when choosing one, and how to ensure a stress-free or as stress-free as possible relocation. Now, whether you're relocating for work, school, or personal reasons, I'm going to try to give you the kind of information today that will guide you in making an informed decision when choosing an international mover. Now, I know depending on your personality type, some people are more worriers than others. Some people create their own stress. I understand that. For certain reasons, I stress out about certain things that I really shouldn't, but I'm in the habit of doing that. And so if you have that kind of personality, yeah, it can make something like this more stressful than it needs to be. But when you're relying on individuals or a company to help you do things that you can't do yourself, and they don't know what they're doing or they're not qualified to do what they advertise, then it makes the whole situation compounded much, much worse. So international moving, let's start with this, can be very different from moving within the same country. Moving from state to state, for example. When moving internationally, you need to take into account that there's going to be different laws, different regulations, customs, and cultures. These differences can make the moving process much more complex than just moving from, let's say, the Northeast to the West Coast or somewhere else in between. So it's essential that you choose a reliable international moving company that can handle this type of process smoothly. Now, a brief explanation of what an international moving company is. An international moving company is a specialized company. That's the key right there. That provides services for relocating individuals, families, or businesses to another country. These companies offer a wide range of services, including things like packing, shipping, customs clearance, transportation. An international moving company can make the moving process stress-free by handling all of those complexities instead of you having to do it yourself involved in an international move. What are some of the things that you need to look for? Let's start with experience. When you're choosing an international moving company, it's crucial to consider their level of experience. A company with a significant amount of experience in international moves has likely encountered and resolved many of the common issues that can arise during this type of move and during this type of process. Working with an experienced company will give you that peace of mind knowing that they have the knowledge and they have the expertise necessary to handle the complete move smoothly. Next, we can talk about services because this is another important factor to consider when you're choosing an international moving company. We can look at the range of services they offer. Some international moving companies offer a full range of services, including packing and shipping. They'll come right to your home, do everything for you like a white glove type of service, to custom clearances and transportation. But on the other hand, some only offer specific services. So it's essential that you choose a company that offers the services that you need specifically for your individual move. The next thing to consider is customization. The process of moving internationally is going to be different for everyone, which is why it's important to choose a company that offers a customized plan. A good international moving company should be able to tailor their services to meet your specific needs and requirements. And this could include things like packing and shipping your belongings, helping you navigate the customs process, providing storage solutions temporarily if necessary. Communication, this is another big one. Communication is key when it comes to an international move. You want to make sure that you're connected to an individual that you can connect with at any given moment to be able to ask a specific question about something involving your move, something maybe that's changed or something that you didn't consider. You don't want to just be put to a different person every time. Have you ever done that? Talked to somebody before on the phone and you can tell they're not even in the same country that you're in and they're trying to give you service and then you have to call them back, but there's no way to get that same person again. That's what I mean by communication. It's important to choose a company that's transparent and open with their communication. Look for a company that's responsive, informative, and easily accessible. You can pick up the phone and talk to your contact person whenever you need to talk to them. Good communication is essential in assuring a stress-free move because it will help you stay informed and be in control throughout the entire process. Next is price. Price, of course, is important no matter what we're talking about, but the cost of an international move is an important factor to consider when choosing an international moving company. It's important to find a company that offers both competitive pricing for their services, but also remember this. It's also critical to remember that the lowest price is not always the best option. Oftentimes, they don't consider things specifics. You do not get a professional quote that has every item itemized, what you want, what you don't want. Somebody just gives you a blanket low-cost number. People respond thinking it's a good deal, not recognizing how many moving parts are involved in the proposal process. Someone gives you a blanket low number, and then later on they tell you, well, this isn't included, they didn't include this or that, and the final price winds up costing much more. So some people call this the bait and switch. That's something that you want to be aware of. You want to look for a company that's going to offer a fair price for the specific services they're going to provide you and make sure you get a clear, detailed estimate before you make your final decisions. Next is the preparing for the international move, the planning process. Planning is the key to a successful move. A matter of fact, planning is the key to almost anything. It's important to start the planning process as early as possible. That way you give yourself enough time to prepare for the move, to vet the specific company that you're considering working with. And it takes time sometimes to research certain companies because you can go to certain sites and it looks like they're all 5 stars, and then you find out that those are not legitimate reviews. Then you go to places like Trustpilot and Yelp and you see that the reviews there are completely different. Those are the reviews from real people having real experiences. Next, it takes time to obtain the quotes and compare apples with apples, oranges with oranges, think about what your budget is, and it's also important that you have a little bit set aside for any unexpected expenses that may arise during the move. I remember thinking when I was younger, I used to go on vacation and I would plan out a budget, and 100% of the time it always cost more than I thought it would. There was always things that came up unexpected that I didn't consider in my initial, when I was putting my budget together. But that goes for a lot of things, it goes for international moves also. So packing is essential for a successful international move. When packing your belongings, it's important to use high quality materials, quality boxes, bubble wrap, packing peanuts, and the rest to ensure that your items are protected during transport. I've moved myself, my individual home, and I know what it's like from experience when you rush and you don't wrap things properly. You get to the destination and things that you didn't think would break are suddenly broken. It's kind of disheartening. I learned the hard way. Now, if you want to pack things yourself and you know how to pack, that's one thing. If you want someone to do it for you, a good company will do that. They'll send a crew in, they'll pack everything up, or maybe you only want them to pack 1 or 2 items and you're going to pack the rest. A good company will give you the options of all the above. You can pack what you want to pack, they'll pack what you tell them to pack, and so on. So, all right, let's keep going. Documentation. Documentation is another critical aspect when you're moving internationally. You're going to have all the necessary documents in order before the move. That includes, you're going to need your passport, your visa, any other necessary permits or licenses, and it's important to have all of your moving related documents in order. Also, things such as bills of lading, insurance documents, you want to have all of that. Speaking of insurance, having insurance is crucial when you're moving internationally. Look for a company that offers comprehensive insurance coverage for your belongings, because this is going to give you peace of mind knowing that your belongings are protected in the event of any type of damage or loss during the transportation. Next, health and safety. It's important to consider health and safety when preparing for an international move. This may include things like getting necessary vaccinations, health checkups, researching the local climate, the environment, and ensuring that you have access to quality health care in your new location before you get there. These are just some of the boxes you want to make sure you check during the planning process. By taking these steps, you can ensure that you and your family are prepared for your international move and you're all ready to start your new life abroad. All right, now let's go ahead and put this all together. Choosing the right international moving company. It starts with research. When it comes to choosing the right company for you, research is going to be the key. Take the time to research different companies, compare their services, prices, reputation. Look for a company that has experience like STC International Shipping in handling international moves and has a proven track record of success. Real reviews from real people. Also, make sure as you're doing your research that the company is not just a broker. What a broker is basically they're like a middleman representing themselves as being a legitimate international mover when in fact they're not. And one of the ways that you can do this is not just by reading reviews, but you can look at their website and you will see that the websites are very simple. Maybe they're just asking you to put in your zip code or something like that, and someone will get back to you. There's not a lot of information. You don't easily find a single address and a single phone number. It's like they're everywhere, but yet they are nowhere. And what happens is if you hire a broker, a lot of times, regardless of the size of the broker, they'll choose the cheapest third-party vendor, sometimes fourth party, to get the move done. And that's what happens when people are inexperienced, they don't know who they're choosing, they go with a broker, and then they don't even have a way of getting back to you within a couple of minutes, let's say, if there's a question that you have, because they have to contact the third party, wait for the third party to get back to them. Do you understand what I'm talking about? When you have a legitimate international moving company, you have one company that's handling everything. You have a contact person within that company. You have detailed information, which is point number 2. After you do your research, make sure you get your quotes. Once you've narrowed down your list of potential international moving companies, make sure, again, that you don't have a broker. It's important to get quotes from each of them, and this will give you a clear picture of the costs involved for your specific move, and it will help you make a better, more informed decision. And make sure to ask about any hidden costs, any fees such as customs, taxes, anything like that. Make sure everything is included right down to the final T crossed and I dotted. Check credentials after that. Before hiring any company, it's important to check the credentials and make sure you look for a company that's accredited by a reputable organization such as IAM, the International Association of Movers. Make sure that they're accredited by at least them. And also check for reviews on review sites such as, like I said, Trustpilot or Yelp or places like that. No company is perfect. I'm sure you know that as well as I do. But what will happen is with a good company, they will acknowledge when there is a mistake. There won't be a whole lot of them, but they'll go ahead and they'll make it right. So you want to make sure that the company has at least 4.5, somewhere in there, stars by real customers, by real clients. Next, this goes right along with it, read reviews. Reading reviews from previous customers is a great way to get an idea of the quality of service offered by any international moving company. Look for reviews from people who've recently moved internationally and pay attention to both the positive and negative reviews. Have you ever looked for a product on a place like Amazon and you're thinking about buying it and you see like there's 5-star reviews and there's 1-star reviews and there's everything in between? Well, sometimes I'll read the 1-star reviews and it's just somebody who's mad because something happened, maybe the box was broken or the product was broken. And you and I, we understand that things like that can happen. A lot of times I like to read the 3-star reviews, and especially if there's a lot of them, because that will give me an idea, is there a weakness, is there an inherent weakness in this product or in this model of whatever it is that I'm considering buying? And then, of course, there's the 5-star reviews where everybody's happy and everything went perfectly. So go ahead and check those out. I mean, this is the real world. You really should be aware of what's happening recently with any company. Next, ask questions. This is very important. Don't feel like you're putting anyone out if you have questions, or even if you have several questions. Maybe if you're the type of person that you think of something else that you want to ask every 30 minutes or so, then maybe wait a few hours and write all of your questions down, but ask them at once. But remember, the moving company is there to help you. You're the client. We're providing the service. So make sure you ask questions when choosing an international moving company for your own peace of mind. Or ask about the company's experience with international moves. Ask about their process for things like handling customs and taxes and all of these other things, questions that you may have. If you have any concerns, go ahead and ask. By taking the time by asking these questions, you can ensure that you're working with a company that is the right fit for your specific needs, and you're working with the right people within that company also. So to wrap it up, moving internationally can be complex, it can be challenging, but with the right preparation and with the right international moving company, it can also be a successful and rewarding experience. By following the steps that we outlined today, that we talked about, I really believe that you can ensure that your international move is going to be a success and that you're able to start the next phase of your life abroad with confidence. Now, if you're considering an international move and you're looking right now for a professional and reliable international shipping company to help you, look at SDC International Shipping. I know I'm biased, but it's for a good reason. We have a team of experts that have years of experience in handling international moves, and a team that's dedicated to providing you with the best possible service. So whether you're moving across the world or just maybe to a nearby country, we're here to help you every step of the way. So go ahead and contact us today to receive a professional quote for your next international move and find out how we can help you with the important things that we mentioned in today's episode. With SDC International Shipping, you can be confident that your move will in fact be a success. All right, that's all I have for you today. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you in the next episode. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. Thanks for listening. Whether you're relocating within the country or moving to the other side of the world, we're here to help from start to finish. Connect with us today at 888-779-3962. That's 888-779-3962.